Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tasha M. Dyer, the Trade Whisperer, creator of the BYOB Cash Out. And I just want to say welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to BYOB Market Talks. I want to welcome each and every last one of you all this evening. So as you're logging on this evening, make sure you drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're calling in from. Drop it in the chat. Make sure we know where you're calling in from this evening. This is BYOB Market Talks. I see Michigan, Claremont, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Atlanta, good evening, good evening. Baton Rouge, good evening, good evening. Miramar, Wentzville, Missouri, good evening, good evening. Orlando, Cleveland, good evening. Nashville, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Florida, Trinidad, good evening, good evening. Oh, I'm not even gonna try that one. But from Kentucky, good evening, good evening. Ooh, Arizona, Legos, okay, all around, BYOB worldwide. So Apaka, Bahamas, Orlando, Camden, South Carolina. As you guys are logging in, make sure you drop it in the chat, BYOB worldwide, definitely worldwide. So I see you guys are still logging on. I see the numbers climbing. So just make sure you drop it in the chat where you're calling in from. But also make sure you drop those affirmations, okay? You gotta drop those affirmations. What are those affirmations? I'm a master trader. I am the signal. I am all my trades in profit, right? And do not forget, I am 777. What does that mean? If you're not in that Telegram chat, log into that Telegram chat and you definitely going to know what that means. I love it. You're gaining clarity hour by hour, class by class. I love it. 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 So I'm gonna go ahead and share my thank you so much for that. If you're not in that Telegram chat, go ahead and drop that. Make sure you're in there. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys. If you were not on here on Tuesday, you definitely are going to go back and reference Tuesday nights. This is Market Talks, and we are definitely teaching you how to become the signal. You know, this is definitely what Market Talks is all about. How you doing this evening? This is what Market Talks is all about. We're teaching you how to become the signal. So as we get started this evening, one thing I do need to know is if this is your first time on here this evening, first time on Market Talks, first time with us, I need a 111 in the chat. I need a 111 in the chat. And if you are still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. You're still learning how to cash out, let me get a 222. So welcome and welcome back. I see quite a few new people on the call this evening. So welcome and welcome back. Welcome and welcome back. And as you're still logging on, make sure you drop it in the chat. We want to know where you're calling in from. But where we're going to start this evening before we even dive into anything else, first thing first, if you can drop that in the Telegram, if you can drop, good evening, UK, good evening. So if you can drop it in there, the YouTube channel link, to make sure that everybody can get subscribed, because I definitely want everybody to be able, thank you so much, be able to go back and reference Tuesday night's training, because we're building from that. This is a two-part call. This is definitely a two-part call. So you're definitely want to go back and watch Tuesday night's training, because that Tuesday night is where we kind of broke down and we kind of did that introductory call. So you're gonna want to go back and you're want to go back and watch that call. So tonight we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. Welcome. We're glad to have you here with us. I'm glad to have you on BYOB Market Talks. So what we do here on Market Talks is we help you understand the market, help you understand what the BYOB philosophy is all about, is helping you become the signal. That's why we walk in those affirmations, right? That's why we make sure you state those affirmations. So we're big on you becoming the signal. We're big on you making sure you understand how to trade, how to navigate the markets, how to utilize the tools that, you know, this company has to offer for you. So we want to make sure that you understand how to navigate and how to utilize the tools. So because you are a master trader, how do you become a master trader? How do you become the signal? How do you become wealthy? You know, wealth is built on you being able to operate, not dependency. So you become wealthy by you knowing how to operate and being that master trader in the signal. So that's really what this is all about. So so let's begin. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, this is where I want you to understand. Where we start, where we begin is what you're looking at is the vibrata. So where I want to start right now is I want you to understand the power of the tool that we're on, right? I want you to understand that, right? I want you to understand the power of the tool that we're on. I'm gonna walk you through what the BYOB cash out is. So, and this is a training call. So I want you guys to understand, I saw currencies being dropped in the chat. I want you to understand this is a training call. This is how you're gonna understand how you are your master trader. We focus on training in the evenings. The live calls are in the morning. Now, of course, if we see a trade during the training, we're not gonna leave money on the table. Does this make that clear? If we see money, we're gonna pick it up. But this is focused on training. So I definitely wanna make sure you understand that. So let me help you understand the power of this tool, right? So let's start here. I'm gonna definitely start here. Now, this is the vibrata, okay? This is the vibrata. And the reason I'm going back here is because if you were not on Tuesday night's call and where we're headed tonight, I really, really, really want you to understand the power behind this tool. This tool is literally a tool that is gonna help you understand how to navigate, how where you are definitely empowered. Oh no, you're fine. How you're empowered and how you're empowered and how you can be your own bank, right? So I want you to understand that it's going to give you the power to be able to trade like the banks do. So Mr. Rogers is actually, his background is in investment banking. He's the visionary behind the Be Your Own Bank movement. So this is why this tool has been vetted. I want you to understand the vibrata has been vetted. So it's definitely comparable to what big banks of the world utilize. And so with his background being in investment banking, I definitely want to allow you to hear this clip for just a moment.
Wow, folks, I'm just absolutely amazed to know that I'm a part of an organization looking to empower and impact lives across the globe. I've been in this space for over 20 years, commercial banking and lending, and when I look at the web analyzer in comparison to what the big banks of the world utilize, that web analyzer is equivalent, far exceeds the expectation that I was anticipating after having that experience on the investment market. So folks, for those of you who don't understand the magnitude of what you have your hands on, I encourage you, I challenge you to take a deeper dive and realize that literally you have in your own hands the power to become your own bank and allow us to be your partner, to empower you economically, financially, and leave a true legacy.
So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to understand the power behind this tool. That I really, really want you to understand the power behind this tool. So what I want to be able to show you right now is the BYOB cash out. And then I'm going to walk you through, and I showed you that for a reason, because we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this tool this evening. Okay, we're definitely going to dive a little bit deeper into this tool this evening. So what the BYOB cash out is, and we're going to start with the foundation of the strategy, because I want everybody to understand the strategy, because we BYOB cash out every single trade. I don't care where we get information from. I don't care what it looks like. We BYOB cash out every single trade, okay? That's what we do. And I'm gonna show you why, and then we're gonna dive deeper. So first, let's talk about the strategy itself. Now, you see, we start on the 15-minute chart. Ah, thank you. You said yes. We start on the 15-minute chart, okay? Now, there's a logic and a reason behind that. Right? You want to start here for clarity, understanding, proper risk management, building up your trade account. In the Facebook group, there is a compounding sheet, and we've gone over that as well. You can go to that. You enter your risk management. You enter your balance for your trade account, right? You do all of that, okay? Now, with that being said, when you enter that and you begin to understand that, I can't tell you what your risk management should be. I can't tell you what your trade account should look like. Like, I cannot tell you that. I can only, you know, recommend based on that. So even as a financial advisor, when I think about it, when you sat down with somebody like me, right? When you sat down and they say, you know, they're asking you, I have to ask you what your risk tolerance is. So it's nothing generic across the board for what your risk tolerance is for your retirement plan. So if it's not generic, your trade account isn't generic either. So that's why something like that spreadsheet is very valuable to you, because you can put in what your tolerance level is, whether you are 1% risk managed tolerance, a 5%, or whatever it is. It's in the Facebook group, BYOB Cashout Facebook group. So that's in there too, and where you start your trade account, what your balance is. So all of that's in there, and you know, you can adjust that to your tolerance level. But that's why we start on a 15-minute chart, because based on that, you know, I don't want to start you out on the hour, and if you look on that spreadsheet, you might not even supposed to trade over a 10 pips until you grow your account to a certain level. So it's a logic, rhyme, and reason why we start on the 15, but you can trade it on anything, right? And I want everybody to be able to do it. So let's start here, but it's in the Facebook group. So, well, I've made a few updates to it, so that's why, you know, it's easier to get it out of that Facebook group. But you know, it's just easier to get out that Facebook group. So, but it's easy to put it in there as well, I guess. But it's in the Facebook group. It's under files. So now, if you look at it, when I'm looking at the strategy is literally 3 indicators, okay? The strategy is 3 indicators. So you got your stochastic, you got your Hikinashi candles, and you have your PSAR. You got your stochastic, you got your Hikinashi candle, and your PSAR. 1, 2, 3. It's just that simple, right? So when you look at your stochastic, you notice that the numbers on the side run from 0 to 100, right? 0 to 100. There, it's literally like 20 to 80. Okay, 0 to 100 is what we're looking at. So this is what we're looking at. So now you see that when I'm here, you see I'm sitting here on the 80 and I'm sitting here on the 20. So if I'm around the 80, right? If I'm around the 80 and if I'm around the 20, if I'm around the 80, I'm looking for with my stochastic is a leading indicator. These 2 indicators are lagging indicators. No, I'm not. We just do this on Zoom. So my this is a leading indicator. These 2 are lagging indicators. So right here, stochastic, blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum, blue line cross over the red and the upward momentum. That's what I'm looking for. So blue line cross over the red and the downward momentum, blue line cross over the red and the upward momentum. You know, if it's around the 80, around the 20, around the 80, around the 20, that's what I'm looking for. So when I'm here around this 80, blue line cross over the red, then I begin looking, right? I began looking for that setup. I began looking for things that correlate for a sale. You notice that, you look at my crosshairs, it's not ready yet. It's not ready at the top because this is leading, these are lagging, okay? This is leading, this is lagging. Now, when I come up here, okay, the Hikinashi candles, these are candles. These are indicator candles. If I switch this to traditional Japanese candles, look at the difference in the candles, okay? Look at the difference. This is what you see on your phone. This is what you see with many other strategies. This is what you normally notice. But I use Hikinashi candles. That's why they're an indicator, okay? So they're a lagging indicator. So that's why you don't look at them first. That's why you look at them second. These 2 are lagging. It doesn't matter which one comes first or second. So notice I got my stochastic, blue line cross over the red around at 80. Now I'm looking for this Hikinashi candle and my PSAR. These, because they're both lagging, right? Because they're both lagging, it does not matter which one comes first, okay? It doesn't matter which one comes first. So now I got my red candle with a flat top. Let me make this bigger. I want to make sure you can see this clear. I got my red candle with a flat top and I have my PSAR on the top. My PSAR, parabolic stop and reversal. This is a trailing stop loss, okay? Trailing stop loss, parabolic stop and reversal. So this measures the momentum in the market. This also, when the momentum actually shifts in the market, the PSAR flips to the top. So That in its simplicity, 1, 2, 3 is the BYOB cash out, okay? Now, what I want you to understand, your stop loss. I'm gonna show you something else to increase your accuracy. But your stop loss literally goes above the PSAR. I just told you it's a trailing stop loss. There is no standard stop loss. There's no such thing as always 10 pips, 15 pips, 20 pips. No such thing. It is not a standard stop loss. The market, this is market talks, right? The market is going to tell you where your stop loss is. The market is going to tell you where your stop loss is, not the standard, right? So this is how you're able to stay in your trades, and this is what helps the accuracy stay so high, because the market tells you. If you notice, like, you see why it's above the PSAR? Look right here, okay? Look right here. You see how this touched the PSAR? That it will touch, a pullback will touch the PSAR. Look how you got pullback right here. You never want your stop loss in between there, and you never want your stop loss on there. You always want your stop loss outside of there. Now, once again, it's up to you how much. You do want to use the stop loss though, but it's up to you how much. Do you want your stop loss 1 pip above, or do you want your stop loss 20 pips above? It's completely up to you, right? It's always up to you, but you want it above. It's your risk management. Now, here you have it. That's the BYOB cash out in its simplicity. I'm so glad to see that. You say you overcame, you were afraid of the charts, it's taking away your fear. I'm so glad you, thank you for that. Thank you. So now you see this, you know, this is it. Now, how do I increase my accuracy? So we're gonna we add to this something called time frame confluence, okay? We add to this something called time frame confluence. That means I drop down to the 5-minute chart. We drop down to the 5-minute chart. And when we drop down to the 5-minute chart, it needs to still be selling. Okay, it needs to still be selling. Look at my crosshairs, it is. Even though my stochastic is all the way at the bottom, right? You see my stochastic is all the way at the bottom, it's still selling. It is literally still selling. Now, I want to go up to the hour. My hour is very important, okay? That the lower time frame is for the purpose of entry. The purpose of entry. You don't want to enter in a pullback, and you don't want to enter if it's changing. My higher time frame is for the purpose of determining where I am in the market, okay? Because I don't know where I am in the market, right? I have absolutely no idea where I am in the market, because you got to think about it. My higher time frames is the movement. My higher time frames is the movement. So what the hour is going to tell me is the swing of the market. So right here, this is time frame confluence. You got to check the hour. My hour is the current swing of the market. So if you look right here, this is actually a really good setup. You notice how, guys, I'm normally telling you, if you've been on my calls for a while, I'm normally telling you that you check this, and when you actually check it, that what are some of the things you're looking for? You're looking for it to look like it's on a watch list. Now look at this one. This one is actually a really good setup. We got the candle, we got the stochastic, right? This one is a really, really, really good setup. So this is actually the swing of the market. The swing of the market, I got my 10 pips and cash out. So if you drop the 111 in the chat, or if you drop the 222 in the chat, that means that you just get your 10 pips and cash out. Now, if you are a 222 where you actually understand support and resistance lines, or you've been trading for a while, you've been actually trading a strategy for a while, then you understand that you understand support and resistance lines. You know, one is right here. You know, I can go to my 4-hour time frame, and I'm looking at where the trend is going, because remember, you don't see any of this, right? I'm covering it up for a reason. You don't see any of this right here. What you're looking at is, you already know you were the trend, and this is probably a possible pullback. You know, you're sitting on the support and resistance line, and you know that you got opportunity that it's going to continue to sell, right? You're looking at where your stochastic is. You're looking at all of that stochastic, support and resistance. How much room do I have left in it? Current trend of the market. And you can trade it from zone to zone, looking at my trend. And ultimately, from that position right there, you got another, look at that, that's another 240 some pips. So we went from 10 pips to 240, right? Just to kind of help you walk through that. So hopefully that in itself clarified, you know, that's the BYOB cash out. Any questions, comments, or anything? Because I want to I got a lot of information for you guys tonight. Just drop it in the chat. Just drop it in the chat and we'll get your questions answered. Just drop it in the chat and I'll answer your question. Questions, comments, testimonies. And we'll definitely get your questions answered. All right. So, but all you got to do for your 10 pips, you're new to the strategy. I mean, all you do, come back here, market execution, enter your trade, modify, support and resistance. I mean, take profit, stop loss, right? Make sure I keep that above there. They're trend candles. These are trend candles. So because they're trend candles, they're using calculations on the past. So this removes the noise. They're like bottom line up front. You know, they're focused on the overall trend of what's happening with there. So is there a way to view this again? Subscribe to their YouTube channel that was dropped in the chat. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. That's where it'll be posted. These are trend candles. You can draw a trend line if you want to. You definitely could draw a trend line. I mean, these are trend candles. So do I personally draw a trend line? You don't have to, but I don't personally. So you know, but look at that. I mean, these are trend candles. So if I'm up on a higher time frame, look at how it looks on a trend candle. It's a trend candle. But if you want to draw a trend line, then voila. See how it looks? They're trend candles. So it's just like you write, these are trend candles. So you don't have, I mean, that's why you never see me draw a trend line. But you can draw a trend line. So, but you have a hard time finding support and resistance line in different time frames. No, I draw mine on the hour. I draw them on the hour. And there's a playlist called Market Structure on there. And my recommendation for anybody trying to draw support and resistance lines and need practice is, since we go into the harmonic scanner, because I want to show you something, right? Because, you know, just like somebody said this morning, you always want to BYOB it, you know, is you take it, like you always bring it back. You don't just trade off of there. This is one of the trades we were looking at earlier, and it's not on here anymore. But one of the things that I always highly recommend is, if you're trying to learn how to draw support and resistance lines, is actually, if you're on that hour, right? If you're on the hour, then like right here, Euro AUD. So it's not there anymore, but you come over here, you grab a currency, you know, you just grab a currency, right? And you can kind of see these are nothing more than support and resistance lines, okay? These are nothing more than support and resistance lines. That's what this is, okay? And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on that tonight because there's something else that I, you know, to kind of build from the training. But so there is a playlist that talks about support and resistance lines. So I'll just kind of cover this real quickly. So for those of you all that need practice, this is nothing more than support and resistance lines. That's all these lines are. So you can literally take a currency, like this is AUD USD, right? You come back, you pick AUD USD. I'm not gonna type it in here because I don't want to change this, because I want to show you guys something. Type AUD USD right here, and you know, I'll do it on this one, AUD USD, right? Picked AUD USD. Now I have it here. Go to the line chart, okay? Go to the line chart. When you switch to the line chart actually uses closing prices. So I can see my touches a lot clearer. I'm on the hour chart. I can see my touches a lot clearer that help me with my support and resistance lines, okay? So I can see it a lot clearer. You can drop support and resistance lines on those touches, and it'll actually give you better take profits, because you're not using the wicks and you're not using all that other stuff. It'll give you better take profits. So you can just come in here, draw some support and resistance lines, right? That way your charts don't look like coloring books and everything else. You're not you know, you don't have support and resistance lines everywhere, and you actually using the closing lines. Touches, 1, 2, 3, these little points. 1, 2, 3, right? These little points, okay? They've got my touches, okay? These little touches that are there, where these little touches happen. You want, see, here's a touch, here's a touch, here's a touch, right? Where the market touches right there. And when I switch back to my Hikinashi candles, you can actually see where the market pauses right there. And so how do you check it, right? To see if you actually on it, you can just come back to the harmonic scanner and kind of compare if your lines line up with the lines that you just drew. That's an easy way to kind of help you understand if you're grasping support and resistance lines. Now, don't get too, it's an art and not a science. So don't sit here and be like, okay, well, this is a pip or 2 off or 5 pips off. That's okay. I just showed you, you're going to be more accurate because you're using a line chart. And it's also a zone around that line. So there's also zones around that line. So as long as you're in the vicinity of it, you're good, you're okay. So, but just go practice. The only way you're gonna get good at it is practice, okay? The only way you're gonna get good at it is practice. So that's it. And no, this works on everything, on every time frame. It works on every single thing. So there's no limitations to how the BYOB cash out works. It works on everything. So just get out there and start trading. It works on everything. So what I wanted to show you, just like this, okay? Do not naked trade, right? Don't just go out there and try to just trade off of here. You have to bring it back. So the power of the strategy and the power of the tool. Like this is one this morning, and I told you guys it was gonna pull back, and it did. And I told you that the trade was not ready. Now this identifies, right, every single thing, digital currency, indices, gold, everything. You'll see in just a minute. So look right here, like this, it identifies harmonic patterns. We brought it back over here this morning. It never lined up. So now it's no longer on the harmonic scanner. I just wanted to show you that from this morning, because once that harmonic pattern is not there anymore, guess what? Now that if it's no longer there, that trade is no longer there. So you don't come here just because it says entry and stop, and this is, entry, stop, take profit. You still need to bring it back and analyze it. You gotta bring it back. And, so and I'm showing you this because they had a few people like, well, we just wanted to take it because it said entry. You gotta bring it back. And now it even pulled down. This is where we were looking. We had it marked up, and look how far down it is from that entry point. And so in that trade, it never got ready. It never worked out. It was never a trade to take. And so this is going to keep you, this is why the accuracy rate is so high. It's going to get you in trades, and it's going to keep you out of trades that you don't need to take, right? This is why the accuracy is so high. So let's build from where we were the other day. Let's talk about the BYOB cash out. I'm not BYOB, actually the Vibrata. So the Vibrata. So this is where we were this morning. This is the one I want. So I actually, now I want to show you, this is okay, indices. So you got indices, you got cryptocurrency, right? We got a regular traditional, here we go. And this is the one we just looked at. So this is the Vibrata, right? You got where we got these entry triggers. You trade price action. You got your entry triggers that are given. But one thing that you have to do, like when you come down here and you select, now if you click here where it says strategy, you're not gonna see it because of the way the share is set up. But when you click your strategy, right here it says, when you click strategy, in there it says chart details, watch list, and news. You want to turn that on, okay? You want to turn that on. When you turn that on, you're actually going to get this watch list details and chart that comes up on the side. You can close it, you can have it open, right? It's defaulted to off. So you have to actually go in and cut it on. So when you get that, you got your watch list currencies, like your major currencies that are watch list. One of them, GBP USD, of course, right? And then you got your AUD USD, your Euro. This is one we talk about a lot, right? These are your watch list currencies that's in here, that's loaded in here. Now, here go your details, right? We're sitting here talking about AUD USD, okay? These are details for that currency, right? These are actually details for that currency. So it could be your browser. It could be your browser. So I know, like, if I'm on one of my other browsers, this doesn't pull up. So it's like I always have to, and you know, sometimes it took me a minute to realize that, because you know, it's just, I got 3 different browsers on this computer, and one of mine will not pull this up for whatever reason it is. So, but it can definitely be your browser. So no, where it says strategy. I'm gonna have to redo my share. Let me show you guys, okay? New share right here. All right, so right here where it says share, okay? Here we go. So right here, all right? So this is where you select your strategy. You see where we got BYOB cash out. We will come here. All these strategies in here. BYOB cash out, of course, is what you want. Doesn't matter which one. BYOB cash out, that's definitely the one you want to always have selected. If you are on, you know, you save for mobile and Safari. So if you're on your cell phone or if you're on a Mac, you know, you have to save for Safari, mobile and Safari. You have to click this one, and then you have to click this one. Your cha-ching on or off. And what I'm talking about right here is, you see where it says hide chart details, watch list, and news. This is what I'm talking about right here. Hide chart details, watch list, and news. That's what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm referring to. It's been defaulted to off. You know, most of the time when you log on, you do not have that little thing in the corner. So you have to actually click it and turn it on. Okay, once you turn it on, you probably have to come back up here and save your settings and reload. So once you turn it on, you probably have to save your settings and reload. So if yours didn't load, you might have to just come up here and save your settings and reload. That's what you have to do, okay? Now, when you do that, okay, we got it. Now, you can kind of see what's right here. It's gonna give you the days range, right? The 52-week range that it's been in. So I can see where this currency has been for 52 weeks. And then of course the technical analysis, and it's giving you the open, the close, the previous, right, where this has been. But it's giving you your headlines, right? It's definitely going to give you your headlines. So I kind of want to show you, before I kind of get a little bit deeper, I want to show you that on everything. So look right here, US 30. So look, bring your A game, Dow Jones, bring your A game to post coronavirus market rally, right? 5 stocks that just broke out are big earning movers. So why is it rallying up? Why is it moving up right now? So you kind of see what's going on. It's kind of helping you understand what's happening, right? I'm always telling you guys to read the financial news, okay? So I can actually click this and it'll open up the news. So Yahoo Finance, right? It's bringing me straight to the news. So look what it's telling me. I actually have a news article that's giving me information on the news. So, right, it's telling me what's going on. So in the markets, it's telling me what's happening. So this just literally linked me to the financial news that's going on with this particular indice that I'm referring to. Okay, so I'm gonna close this back. We're gonna go back there. And so just like this morning, okay, what we talking about this morning? So, oh, it's to move down some because it surged. You know, we had surging this morning. So, you know, all of the stuff that's been happening for the US 30. So, you know, so this was just 2 hours ago. So I had it open this morning on the call. Right here, 3 reasons why the Dow is climbing after 3 million Americans lost their jobs. So, you know, you guys were asking me that. Well, I thought it would have fell down. You know, I thought we would be in the sell right now. Remember, I told you got your technical analysis, you got your fundamental analysis, and you got your sentiment, okay? So why did it rally? Why did it climb? Well, your answer's right here, okay? And why did it gain 300 points? And what did I tell you? There's no such thing as pips on indices. What does this say? Our job here is to educate you. So our job here is to make you, you know, to educate you, to empower you. So the Dow Jones gained 300 points. So this is the conversation you have outside of the education platform. So it gained 300 points, not 3,000 pips. So you're looking at that right there. So now look, so all of this is right there. We're talking about indices. So look at what side of the decimal we're on. So indices are points. A pip is when we're talking about the Forex market. And gold is literally points, but it really moves in dollars, like oil moves in dollars. So just so you to completely understand how it moves and what it is. And so now when we're sitting here looking at cryptocurrency, okay, so we're looking at cryptocurrency. And as we're looking at cryptocurrency, we got our headlines. So it's letting you know that there's analysis. So it's giving you headlines for what's going on. So, right, it's actually giving you headlines. So it's telling you Bitcoin just hit 10,000. So it's looking at it's about to target. It's 4 days left, right? So you definitely want to do that. So now this is where I really, really, this is what I really, really want to understand. I want you to understand. So what the power of what you're getting in here. So as I get through here, I want you to be able to click on here. And as you understand how it's going to help you understand where the market is and where the market is going. Okay. Now, as you know, of course, when you are, as you're going through there, as of course, when you go through there, you're looking right here. You see our oscillators, right? And you see our moving averages. Now our oscillators, you know, of course, we use a stochastic, BYOB Cashout, we use a stochastic. So you see where it's neutral. So we're looking at the GBP and Australian dollar, and I'm just, you know, look at what we are. So this is kind of really giving you an understanding. And look, it has every current, look, every time frame, right? And it's telling you where this is in the market. It's really telling you where this is in the market. So look at what it's telling you. So you want to know where it currently is, where it is in the market. So our overall is still, it's in that sale, right? It's in a strong sale right now. It's in that sale. And so when you come down here and you can kind of see what's happening. Now we also looked at this, right? And these pivots, okay? These are the pivots. Remember what we talked about with pivots, okay? When you think about the pivots, whenever you look, the pivots are literally like the R3 through the S3, where you have your ultimate support, your ultimate resistance, right? And that pivot point is that midpoint for where the market is measuring right now. That's that midpoint for where the market is measuring. So this is that ultimate support, this is that ultimate resistance. And all of this is in a vibrata. Okay, all of this is in a vibrata. And so right here, you got your S1 and you got your R1. This is like that mid-range. And remember, pivots recalculate daily. So they recalculate daily. And so this is that mid-range. So when they get to that ultimate resistance, then it's like they'll pull back, because this is that midpoint of the market. When they get to that ultimate support, they'll pull back, and this is that midpoint of the market. So you can kind of see what I did already is I took these classic pivot points. These are the fib pivots, but I took the classic pivot points and I actually put it on the market already. Okay. And so I took of course, the R3. I took the R3 and I put it down here. And of course, you know, the R3 and the S3, I put all of that on there. And you can kind of see it where that is. So, and that's that mid pivot point that's happening right there. So and you can kind of see where this is at currently. No, I marked it up. I marked it up. I just did it already.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are excited about understanding the magnitude of this tool, I need you to drop 555 in the chat. If you really understand that this tool is simply designed to help you create wealth right here at your fingertips. I mean, you have all markets, yeah, everything possible. Now, here's what I want you to appreciate for many of you who have not had the opportunity to really understand the magnitude of this tool, and if what is being shared with you, if it's new to you and you're excited about it, I need you to drop a 333 in the chat. This is why we are teaching you how to become the signal. I mean, this is why we say be your own bank. And a lot of this information, even regarding this tool, it has literally been hidden in plain sight. So when you come and understand from a value standpoint what you have access to, I mean, you're talking about being able to have access to nearly $11 trillion a day industry, being coached and mentored by one of the best minds in the universe. And there's no way that anyone listening to this information could possibly think that the value that you're receiving right now, just from the tool alone, far exceeds your personal investment of $9.16 a day to tap into an $11 trillion a day industry. So if you can appreciate that for yourself, having the insight and the foresight of diving into this, linking arms with this vehicle, I need you to put a 777 in the chat. So this is why we have such a tremendous joy of exposing and sharing this information with you, and why we remain excited knowing that the strategy is designed to help you cash out, and now you get the benefit of having that full understanding. That's why it's important to stay plugged in, to stay committed, and this is why we do market talks in the evening, so you can get the maximum benefit, so that you're completely prepared to be the signal yourself. So I just want to kind of add that commentary to what you're experiencing right now. And lastly, if you are excited about this, I need you to drop an 888 in the chat, because this represents new beginnings, because you understand the power of this tool.
All right, so just to answer a few of the questions that I saw, just a few of the questions, where it's at, if you go here where it says strategy, right where it says strategy, okay, you want to definitely click, go in here where it says that, and it says hide, but you want to click yes, you want to click that okay, so you definitely want to click okay. So you definitely want to click, you want to turn it on. You definitely want to do that. So you definitely want to do that. So now, let me see, what was that other question that I had? So asking about so you want to click okay and turn it on. So yes, it's right there where you hit that. Now, just trying to make sure I get all your questions. So what I'm trying to do is just really help you dive into here and understand the power of everything that you have with this tool. Definitely do. Now you're asking me, this is very successful. And I'm the creator of the BYOB Cashout. So of course I'm gonna be very biased, but I'm gonna let everybody else speak. I know this strategy has a 92% accuracy rate, and it's even higher than that with time frame confluence. I do not trade any other strategy. This is all I trade. And I have individuals that tell me, I mean, last month I think we hit 1 stop loss, and I have individuals that tell me that they rarely hit a stop loss. So I let them, you guys can chime in the chat, and yeah, there you go. That's all I trade. There we got it. It's the simplest and the clearest of all, easiest for beginners to grasp and excel at it. Let them speak for let everybody who's trading it speak for themselves. So there's a playlist, there's the YouTube channel, but even in that Telegram chat is, you know, I see 777 all day. You drop a 777 in the chat. So advanced traders use it too. So there you have it. I love you guys. You guys can keep dropping in the chat. So, but yes, it's not just for beginners. It's not just for scalping, no matter what your trading style is. So it does not matter what your trading style is or what you want to trade. And I just wanted to be able to definitely wanted to be able to show you how this is combined and how this works, because this is information that I know a lot of people did not have, and I know that's a lot of people did not know how to access and did not know was here. So I know a lot of people did not know how to access it. So now remember, you're asking about the currency strength. So this is what I definitely want you guys to understand with the currency. So understand, you always come back and you make sure that you have to make sure that you understand that you still apply the strategy. Even when you pull the information out of here, okay, I have to come to one that's in here. So this is where we were. So understand, right? This yellow line is this mid pivot, okay? And if you look, let me go to the higher time frame, okay? You go to this higher time frame. Look at where the market is with these pivots, okay? Look at where the market is with these pivots. So this is that ultimate pivot point, right? This is that ultimate pivot point, that ultimate resistance. And you can see where the market kind of turned at. And that's what I wanted you to understand with it, identifying those pivots. So, and you can kind of see where the market is still kind of centered around there and where it's still kind of hanging around this area. So this is what I was trying to show you. So, but also, you know, even with that, you still do not just blindly take a trade. You never, ever, ever blindly take a trade. You still have to come in here and analyze it. So I'm gonna double click my chart back and add it back on there. So where's my stochastic? Is my blue line crossed over the red? I'm gonna close this out for just a moment. Is my blue line crossed over the red around that 20, right? Do I have a green candle with a flat bottom and my PSR flipped to the bottom? Then once I will have that, do I actually have the confluence on the 4 hour? Everything right now is still headed to the bottom. But part of what I wanted to show you the pivots for is part of what you guys ask a lot is you ask, how do I know where this is going to stop? How do I know where this trade is going to turn around? How do I know, you know, where I can trade it up to? Well, these are those major pivot points. This is that major resistance lines. Those are those major. So once you get that trade going, right? Once you get that trade, because remember, if you look at this, what do you see? You see a trend line right here. You see a trend, and when it got there, that's where my trend reversed. So you're starting to see your market structures. You're starting to see your market patterns, right? Your market. So I see where I went up, and I see where my trend reversed. Where now I'm see where it's coming, where my trend started coming down, and you can kind of see where it's hitting around those pivot areas. So that's going to help you be able to identify where my trade is going to, where it's going to stop, where it's going to turn around at. That's what those pivot lines are going to help you understand, because those are those major points. Like, okay, those are those major points. That's what those are. Those are major support and major resistance lines in the market. So those are really going to be able to help you identify those points, especially for you all that are trying to trade longer. So, you know, so I said, look at the Lord. See, there you go. There you have it. It's right there for you. And all of that is right here inside of the Vibrata. It's all right here inside of the Vibrata. So it's all right there. So it definitely is going to help you. All right. So, and then that's what that is going to do. So then when you come back and you look at that information, but then of course, when you're seeing you have information, the headlines for each currency is definitely right there. And then of course, what I was trying to point out, so we're not blindly taking this information. We're not blindly, you know, doing that. No, the 4 hour tells you the trend of the market. The hour tells you the swing of the market. The 4 hour is the trend of the market. The hour is the swing of the market. So when we do that, the hour, so when I'm on an hour, when I look at that candle, so right now, so we notice that we always do the hour is the swing of the market and the 4 hour is okay. So on the ones that actually have the currencies, on the ones that actually have the actual currency, I can grab right here where it says more. Okay, you see where it says more? Click here. And right here. Now remember, one thing I want you to remember is the market feeds the currency strength and not vice versa. So the market feeds the currency strength and not vice versa. So, you know, the market feeds the currency strength and not vice versa. So now you look at this. It just scrolled down right here. So when I click there, I'm gonna do it again for you guys. So I'm on the actual currency, right? I'm on a currency, right here on the currency. So when you click that currency, right here, I got the actual currency. I got the currency. And when I got the currency, okay, I scroll down. So you see right here where I have all this with the currency, and right below technical analysis, it says more. I click more, and all of this comes up. I got my technical analysis. Then I got my oscillators and my moving average. I scroll down some more. It's gonna break down every oscillator, and you kind of see what all the oscillators are reading. And then it's gonna give me, of course, my moving averages, and the pivots are at the bottom. The pivots are at the bottom. The trend of the market and the swing of the market. So the trend of the market is what's happening on a 4 hour, and the swing of the market. So let me show you. So right here, I'm on an hour. Right here, I'm on an hour. And so right here, I'm on the hour right here. So right here, if I go to the 4 hour, you see how nice and clean this is on the 4 hour? I'm in a sale. My 4 hour is giving me the actual trend of the market. Right here, this is my trend of the market. I've been in a sale. When I drop down to my 1 hour, I actually get my corrections. You got impulse correction, continuation, correction, continuation, correction, continuation. You got a correction. So that's what I have, all of that, right? So I have those corrections. So with that being said, with those corrections, those are those corrections is the swing of the market. So this would be a swing of the market. It's a counter trend. So so the swing of the market is wherever the market is going at that time. Yes, I put those, I marked those. I went in and I marked those. They don't just pop up on the chart. So I actually marked those. I know they actually have, how you say, just wishing. I know they actually have an indicator or something, but I don't know if it's the same one. But you know, these are actually the ones I like. So you're not gonna, with the indices, you're not gonna be able to, let me see here, with the indices. So with, like, even for the Bitcoin, you're not gonna be able to get the technical analysis. So you have to just draw your own. Of course, we went over stop loss with the strategy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I definitely do stop losses. Absolutely. I do not believe in runaway trades. I do not believe in runaway trades. And I do not believe in hope, wish, and pray it come back. Everything we do is from everything we do is from a technical analysis and from a complete everything is analyzed properly. You know, proper risk management, even from, you know, that's why I mentioned the proper trade, you know, your proper analysis, your risk management, you know, doing every single thing. So no, in the Telegram, I dropped some stuff about cryptocurrency. So I dropped some information about cryptocurrency on how to calculate, you know, how to determine the pips and everything else. So, but for anything, before you do anything, demo account is not for just when you get started. Your demo account is not for just when you get started. You want to use your demo account when you start trading cryptocurrency. And that's gonna help you understand like those questions that's being asked, like what should my lot size be? What is it gonna calculate to? Because if you're trading Bitcoin, right, it's definitely gonna be different than if you're trading a different one. So like you see, Bitcoin is pulled up right here, but if I go grab a different one, right, just go grab a different cryptocurrency really quickly, right? This one is definitely going to be different. You see, I'm using Japanese candlesticks, but do you use them? No, I'm not using Japanese candles. The BYOB Cashout is the stochastic, Hikinashi candles, and the PSAR. I do not, under any circumstances, use the Japanese candles. I use the Hikinashi candles. That's what I use. So, but all right. So this will definitely be loaded. And I mean, you see the difference right here. So this will definitely be loaded. This will definitely be loaded. So make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And signals, no. You are the signal. I am anti-signal to a certain extent. You are the signal. We definitely empower you. Be Your Own Bank is about empowering you to be the signal. You will never have to sit around and wait on a trade, ever. You are the signal. That's what those affirmations are all about. You will never gain wealth sitting around waiting on a signal. You might pay your subscription, but you will never gain wealth. So we are here to empower you and show you how to navigate the market, utilize the tools, and we will definitely empower you. So you will be able to utilize the tools. You will definitely be able to, your wealth will build. You should never be sitting around waiting on someone to show you how to, you waiting on someone to take a trade. So, and you will be able to drop your 777 in the chat. No, these are not signals. These are not signals. These are alerts. So really quickly, because it's just about time to transition this call really quickly. So you have what's called areas of value. Okay, you have what's called areas of value. So I'm gonna just stay on this chart. So right here, you got a support and resistance line. Right here, you got a support and resistance line, right? And right here, you got a support and resistance line, right? So what happens, okay? What the Vibrata does is that each one of these, right, there is something called an entry trigger. So if I'm in a trend, just like we see, you're in a trend, okay? Oh, thank you guys, you're in a trend. So every time something happens and it hits right here, there is what you call an entry trigger, okay? So you're looking at, when you're trading by yourself, you find what's called an entry trigger. That's what you're analyzing the Japanese candles for. So what the Vibrata does is it scans the market and it finds those triggers. And that's what these alerts are. So that's what these alerts are for. So when it finds a trigger, you then, that's why it says potential. It doesn't say trade, it says potential. So at that point, it doesn't matter if it says buy or sell, what have you, it says potential. At that point, you then turn around and you analyze the trade and you take it. More likely than not, it's being called in a reversal. So it's set up because this was 3 hours ago. But we would miss almost every trade if it came right then. So more likely than not, if it says potential buy, then it was called when it was time. It was called when it was time for this sell. And then of course it's being going up to the buy. So it's giving you time to set it up. So it's not that they're being called backwards, or it's not that that is you now, these are entry triggers because at every support and resistance lines, and most of the time you'll see it and then you'll see it again down here somewhere because it's gonna call it here, it's gonna call it here, and then it's gonna call it again right here. It's gonna call it every time it hits one of these lines and there's a trigger that's being alerted. And so then you have to analyze it. And these tools on this side help you with what's being called on this side, right? So all of that plays together. It helps you navigate and understand the market to a whole nother dynamic and a whole nother dimension. So those are definitely not signals. They're entry triggers. So, all right. So thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Do not forget tomorrow's non-farm payroll. And you know, of course, you guys have a great weekend. I will see you next week, but do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Do not go anywhere. Mr. Rogers.